I've heard discussions similar to that at work, so I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Fair enough.
Anyway, how are things?
Things are okay. Yeah. It's a little warmer today. I actually, I went outside and my coworkers have been making fun of me because I'm very pale. And saying that I need to spend at least like 2 hours outside every day, which seems completely extreme. But I decided to go out and like lay down on the concrete with the cats.
Right.
Right. So, like, if I gotta do something outside, I'm gonna play with the cats. That's all. and I basically just kind of like half fell asleep, and then woke up half an hour later, and there was a spot because I would like cross my arms and put my head down, like, but there was just one spot where the sun could still hit my forehead.
Like big spot or like a little spot?
Like 40% of my forehead.
Oh wow, that's not a spot. Okay, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but after retreating back inside, it appears to have disappeared.
All right, good to know. I'm glad that worked out.
Yep. Either that or I just can't see it anymore, and it's gonna come back later.
So I feel like you need an outside chair, so you don't have to sit or lie down on the concrete.
But that's where the cats are.
I feel like cats can climb up on people's laps if they're in chairs, but I've never had a cat. Is that the case?
They can, but these ones don't like to.
Oh, okay. So they hate people.
Yeah.
Maybe they just hate you. One of the two.
No, they like pets. They just don't want to be in a position where you can pick them up easily or like cage them.
What? Okay, so they equate, I'm off the ground, therefore I will be caged any second now. Is that how that works?
It's entirely possible.
Yep.
They're strays. They think you're going to take them.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So they're not pets then if they're strays. I'm pretty sure there's a pretty solid line of demarcation there.
Well, I mean, they're chipped with our address, but they just like wandered up here one day, and we picked them up once and put them in cages and took them to the vet and had them desexed. And then we feed them and they live in our backyard.
And
the strays that moved in, they're squatters.
And yet they don't trust you. That's interesting. We'll take their food, they say. The human food is fine. But if they try to pick us up, we will claw them to pieces.
No, they don't claw us. They just try and get away.
Oh. If you
All
kept holding on to them, I think they would probably try to claw you or bite you. You should
Probably,
try this for science.
No.
Oh, all right.
It's a list of things that will not happen.
Getting clawed by a cat for science, probably a good call. Good life choice.
Probably. Yeah. Solid life choice.
Anyway, yeah, so our weather's probably fairly similar right now. It's May, it's nice outside, but it's not blazing hot. It's nice that way for the northern hemisphere.
Cool.
It's the time of year where I'm like, I can't wear my hoodie outside anymore. I have to just leave it on my desk at work because that's where it's the coldest.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like all winter, I basically just wear a hoodie. Like unless I'm going to be outside for an extended period of time, then I'll wear a coat. But like hoodie is definitely enough to get me from my car to the front door of my office building every day and vice versa. So
fair enough.
yeah, but then it gets to the point where it's so warm outside that wearing it while I'm driving to work and wearing it while I go into the building is just untenable. It is just way too hot to be wearing sleeves. So I leave it on my desk and I play the game of how long can Falcon stay at his desk before it gets so cold he has to put on a hoodie.
How long?
The average time is about an hour and a half.
Fair enough.
Some days it's longer and I notice, and some days it's shorter and I notice. But on average, it's about 9:30, 8, 10 a.m. where I'm like, I am so cold, where's my hoodie? And I throw it on. And I never take it off.
Fair.
Because apparently it's set to the level where it's 95, 98 degrees outside Fahrenheit, but we got to make it 49 inside for some stupid reason.
Helps with cooling all the computers.
Maybe that's part of it. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of computers in that building, and they're putting out a ton of heat.
Maybe the boss just likes to keep things cold, and the rest of the employees be damned.
That's entirely possible, too. Like, this is what it's set to. Although we've had different bosses. Like, we got acquired and sold about a year after we'd come into this building, and it's pretty much stayed the same. So, unless the new boss is also really interested in being freezing all day, then I guess that's a possibility.
Maybe they just can't adjust it.
One setting fits all for every building Or for this building?
The setting is, if it's summer, make it cold. If it's winter, make it warm. Right?
Yeah.
That's all it is. It adjusts based on the temperature outside.
Makes a lot of sense. I do have my hoodie on my desk in the winter, but I don't wear it nearly as much as I do in the summertime. But I can see that your logic is inescapably accurate, I think. And yeah, this is the time of the year, too, that at my house, the downstairs gets about 20 degrees colder than the upstairs, like the basement area, because it's below ground and way more temperature controlled. So, yeah, it'll be on the main floor. It'll be this pleasant ambient temperature. I don't really think about it because it's just nice. And I go down to put my kids to sleep every night, and it's like, where's my hoodie? It is so cold down here.
And they sleep down there?
They do. They like it, honestly. They've got a couple blankets, and they just all snuggle up. And I mean, it's nice, right? It's easier to go to sleep if you're snuggled up in blankets and it's cold outside versus if it's just blazing hot, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have never complained. They like it. But if I'm like sitting there reading them a story, I'm like, oh my gosh, where's my blanket?
Fair. That's fair. Just you gotta take a hot water bottle down for you.
Exactly. Wrap myself up in a blanket, put on some slippers, hot water bottle for my head. Sounds nice, actually. I should do that.
It's getting cold enough here at night that I have to wear 2 hoodies on the ride to work.
Holy smokes, 2 hoodies, or a coat. No coats. No coats down under. Just varying levels of hoodie.
I mean, I already own 2 hoodies. I'd have to go out and buy a coat.
Fair, I suppose.
No, coats. Okay, so look, hoodies are better because they pack more easily. Because on the ride home from work, I don't want to wear 2, and a coat takes up more room in my backpack.
Oh, okay.
But I often want to pick up like cereal or milk or whatever on the way home from work.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. So it's more flexible that way.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
I definitely need new gloves because I don't know. I'd say like 9 months ago, I threw away my winter gloves because they were the only pair that I had for about 5 years. So I wore them like twice a day, 5 days a week for 5 years.
So they were just gross, or they had holes in them, or what?
They were just gross, and like the Velcro was starting to fade and not work.
Yeah. Okay.
But I replaced them with a lovely pair of summer gloves because it was starting to warm up.
Yeah.
They're basically like mesh.
Okay.
With on like the fingers, so it provides a lovely direct access cool breeze to my hands.
Yeah, and when the breeze is extra cool, it's extra cool on your hands.
Yes.
So hold on, what is the intent of summer gloves? Is it protective?
Yeah,
I don't know that. Like, how is mesh protective? Like, if you wreck on that thing, how does that help you?
It's not like stockings or pantyhose mesh. It's not that thin. It's thick mesh.
Okay.
And on the palm is pads, so it's still padded, and it's like if you fall off and you put your hands flat to something,
it doesn't tear out your skin. Right?
Yeah, and then there's across the knuckles, there's like a rubber guard as well.
All right, well that sounds good, but not good for winter. Yeah.
No.
Reasonable assertion.
Yes.
So speaking of hoodies, my oldest boy continues to grow up. He got his first zit the other day, and he was just like very concerned about it, which is understandable because I remember those days, not good days. So the other funny thing though is that the other day he came home just incensed that a girl had accidentally taken his hoodie and worn it home. And I was like, this is interesting.
Hold on. What was he? You said incensed?
Incensed. He was angry about this.
Okay, thank you. Use lower words today.
Right.
Please.
Him super mad. Girl take clothing.
Oh yeah. That's
anyway. So I started asking questions, and I'm like, it's just a plain black hoodie, right? So I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Like, it's a fairly standard article of clothing. Did it look
easily
like her hoodie?
Mistaken for your own.
No, he says. Her hoodie had a giant picture of a unicorn on the front. And I'm like,
Did he wear the giant unicorn home? Did he take that one?
He did not.
Oh, okay. Sounds like a free time to get a unicorn hoodie.
It does sound kind of cool, depending.
Yeah, give it to his sister.
Yeah.
She likes unicorns. probably.
So, so I was like, buddy, sometimes girls, if they like a boy, they will take their clothes and wear them, especially hoodies, right? Like, it's a meme at this point where if you break up with a girl and she has your hoodie, you're not getting it back, right?
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Like, one of the last girls I was involved with basically stole one of my T-shirts.
See, that's it. That's what I'm talking about, right?
God, I want the thing back.
It's gone. Just let it go, man. That's the wisdom here.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
It was 4 years ago. I'm over it.
So
But it was a nice shirt. But here's the thing. Yeah. He's 11?
Yeah, he is. He's just ending his 5th grade year.
Yeah, that is about 10 years younger than I would expect girlfriends to be stealing clothes. Maybe not 10, maybe like 8.
Yep. No, I get it. I understand. It's not a girlfriend situation because he doesn't think of her in that way at all, right? So
Right.
So I'm like, so I tell him this, and it takes him a second, and he goes, no. He's like, I don't like her at all. She's mean to people. And I was like, well, that's a fair reason not to like somebody. Like, he's mean to the other girls that sit around her and mean to some boys. And I was like, and just poking and prodding, is she mean to you? And he's like, no. Yeah.
Right.
And,
yeah.
And he just like abruptly changed the subject to something else. And I was like, I'm going to let it go.
You can see like the wheels turning in his mind as he puts 2 and 2 together.
The wheels were turning real fast. I just smiled.
Did you offer like any resolution for what he now has to do to get his hoodie back, or replace the hoodie? Like, what are you gonna do? Or does he just have like an endless string of black hoodies in his closet already?
No, he owns one, just the one.
Oh, well, he earned one.
Yeah, well, it's back now.
Oh, how did he get it back?
I don't know. He said he went to the teacher and he was like, somebody took my hoodie, and then they figured out who it was, and then the next day it came back and she gave it back to him. And then he's like, and I need to wash it 5 times because she wore it. It was adorable. It was so cute. And I was like,
cooties.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I was girl crazy starting in, my first major crush was like 1st grade, man. I was girl crazy from an extremely young age. In 5th grade, I had crushes on 3 different girls at different times. I remember this specifically. But, like, apparently he's just not registering any of this on any level right now, and I'm okay with it. Like, people develop at their own speed.
I mean, yeah, he's probably also noticing it and just being like, I'm not going to talk to my dad about that.
Sure. Entirely possible.
Yeah.
Or maybe just putting up a front like, ew, girls have cooties, because that's what he thinks everybody is supposed to do.
Yeah, he hasn't realized that the ooh, girls have cooties is the front.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we'll see. It was adorable. I was like, man, girls are already stealing your hoodies. We are in trouble with you.
Yeah.
But then he was oblivious.
He's gonna come home like in 6 years one day and be like, Dad, I have 3 kids.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my goal, honestly. If I could just prevent him from having children until like he's 25.
He's 45.
Yeah. That's a good, or at least until he's moved out. For heaven's sakes, at least until he's moved out of the house and he's in college or something.
Yeah, you just don't want to have to deal with the kid.
Yeah, well, it's such a mess. It is such a mess when teenagers get pregnant. It just causes all sorts of problems. So I'd rather not have to deal with it as the parent of the person involved. I mean, it's less of a problem if my daughter gets pregnant, right? That just turns into a whole giant can that I have to deal with.
It's less of a problem?
It's more of a problem if my daughter gets pregnant.
You said, okay, yeah. Sorry, just, yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I don't know how anybody parents teenagers, but I guess we'll figure it out. We're almost there.
You're going to have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just on the fly. That's the only way. So, yeah.
Deep breaths.
That's the
Find
exciting.
your zen.
Yeah, that's the exciting adventures in Falcon's
Parenting.
Kids Lands. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the good news is, like, the minor dose of Adderall he's taking is just really, I think it's hit a stride. He's at this point where he does his work and he feels like it's important to do his work, and he does his best on it, but he's not freaking out over grades, and he's not just failing to do things, and he doesn't hate doing work with all this passion. He doesn't like it, but he doesn't hate it either, and I don't know.
he's been on it for like a little over a month and a half, 2 maybe?
Yeah, we're coming up on 2 months.
Because I remember when you first told me, it was like, who is this child?
Yes. His first week was like, he expressed he didn't feel like he had any purpose in life if he didn't have homework to do. It was messed up.
But now he's like, that's continued, but he's like normaled out a little.
Yeah. No. If he's done all his work, he's fine. He feels like it's important to do because it is. And he does it, and then he moves on.
Is homework important? I really don't think it is.
Well,
I think I graduated high school without doing 90% of the homework.
Yeah, fine.
The problem is like really? Yeah, probably. I'll explain why. Because kids, if you're listening to this, turn it off. All right, or if you're in high school, stop listening.
Or college.
Well, college it might be different because I never went to college. But they gave you a curriculum that showed you how much your final grade, like what percentage of your final grade was based on what. And it was like, you have 5 assessments in a year, each will be worth like 15% or whatever. I'm pulling numbers out, I can't add up to 100 at the moment.
I gotcha.
But it was like homework was only worth 15% for the entire year.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, if I'm not worried about homework, then I can just cut that out and have free time all the time.
Yeah, as long as I do well on the tests, we're good to go.
Yeah.
Yep. See, the problem is, in 5th grade, the work's like the whole shebang. So I don't think you can afford to take that perspective. Maybe in the future, sure. But
I don't know.
Anyway.
Oh, man. I watched a video today of the Achievement Hunter guys at Rooster Teeth trying to do one of their daughter's 7th grade math homework.
Yeah. Was it new math?
They could. I have no idea what it was because it was math that I never did, right? Like, I understood what they were saying. They were trying to find area and stuff like that.
Oh, geometry.
But,
yeah.
Yeah. But it was written in a way that questions here just never would be. And so that was really weird. I couldn't imagine trying to do that. It was like, Greg has a patio. His patio is 12 feet by 20 feet. He wants to make space for a garden center on his patio by reducing it by 9/25. What is the dimensions of the space left over after he includes the addition?
Yep. Mm-hmm. I know how to do that.
No one there could. And that's like 5 grown men, some of which are college educated. And one of them eventually just says, I actually know someone who graduated with a maths degree, and called him up on the show. Had him do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Takes like an advanced degree in math to figure out how to do this.
Yeah, apparently it does.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I'm at a point where my boy is doing long division, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have not done long division since I was in 4th grade. So, let's do a refresher about this on the internet.
Probably wise.
Yeah. Yep. Same story. Anywho's, so do I assume you watch the Game of Thrones?
I watch, I keep up with it via Twitter, so I see most of what's happening.
Oh,
but
interesting.
I don't.
Okay.
Because I can't find any way to actually just watch it without pirating it.
Gotcha.
Which is annoying. But if I can keep up with it on Twitter, I get people's reactions and I get GIFs and stuff of what's going on.
All right. I mean, I guess last week's episode wasn't super complicated, so you probably gathered the vast majority of it through Twitter. That's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone got ate by a dragon or roasted.
Yep.
And a 1-on-1, and then someone refused to stop when the bells rang, and someone hung out with a horse.
Yep.
There was Clegane Bowl.
Sorry, continue. This is the best. Yep, there was Clegane Bowl. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then there was Jon Snow finally giving his rendition of the Pikachu, huh? What?
Yeah.
What else happened? Oh, Cersei cried.
Okay.
Yeah, that happened.
Man, this needs to be a feature. Too bad the show's over. It needs to be like Omicron's understanding of Game of Thrones based on Twitter.
Am I wrong about anything?
No. It's just funny. It's accurate, and it's also funny.
So we still got another episode, so...
That's true. We'll do it next week as well.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right.
Oh, there are so many things. Omicron. It really feels like they have some major plot points they want to do with the show, this season especially, but they really are not entirely sure of how to get there. It's a road. You're on a journey across the country, and you want to go from Perth to Sydney, right? It's like, great, let's do that. That's our plan. You're like, how do we get there?
You don't. You fly.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I didn't say you had to drive.
You said road. You don't fly on a road.
Really? You can't take a road?
You can.
Yeah.
If you want to spend like 4 days.
Yeah. Dude,
driving.
People drive cross country in the United States. Nobody does that in Australia. They're just like, screw that. Plains it is.
They do, but it's just like it's if you're moving something, right? If you're like uprooting your life and going to Perth, that's when you do that. If you're just going over there for like a little domestic vacation, you just fly because it'll turn like it's 4 days of driving straight. You'd have to like include breaks and stuff. Like that's easily a week's trip, and then or you can take a 4-hour flight.
I hear you. And I guess there's
the 4-hour flight will also cost you about the same amount as it would in fuel to drive.
Yes, I hear you. Look, I'm just saying, some people like road trips, okay? For some people, it's about the journey, not the destination.
Well, what I'm going to say is I think you've got a good point in which it's only 6 episodes this season, and I think the rest of the seasons were all 10 episodes or more? Question mark?
Last season was 6, but before that it was like 12. Yeah.
12. Do you think if they had 12 episodes, they could still hit these same plot points if they just had more time to do them?
Oh, that is a great question. That is the $1 million question. And I hope so, but I don't know. It's hard to know. It's hard to know how much of this is just that they're rushed and they don't have the time to do it.
Well, the interesting thing is, filming for this ended July last year.
Uh-huh.
Right, so they've had like almost a year to sit and edit and tweak. But they could have been like, well, this sucks. Let's reshoot some stuff. And they didn't.
Correct.
Yep.
Yep. Look, okay. So Benioff and Weiss are familiar with the criticism and like the people who are upset. And they've had some interviews with some people who've been like, how come this happened? Or what was this? And they are straight up standing behind what they've done. Okay? They're not like, yeah, we recognize there are some problems. We see what's going on. They're just like, nah, man, to us, it's fine. What are you complaining about? It's really frustrating.
This is HBO standing up and saying, what, do you guys not have phones?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard rumors that HBO offered to let Game of Thrones have another 3 seasons at 10 episodes each.
Really?
Yeah. And again, the rumor is that Benioff and Weiss said, no, let's just wrap this up. We're done doing Game of Thrones. We've been doing it for 10 years. Okay, fine. I understand that. But, like, maybe this is a trap you've set for yourselves, guys.
Maybe. I feel like if they were, like, these 6 episodes, if you took, like, 2 of them and then tried to spread them over 10 episodes, that might be too far, like, too long.
Maybe.
Because then they'd, like... You'd watch an episode where nothing would happen.
Yeah. No, but sure, you're like, thanks, HBO. That's a really generous offer. What we actually just need are 2 seasons of 8 episodes, right?
Yeah.
And then HBO's like, great. We will take as many, like, record-breaking nights of TV as we can get. Thank you.
Because on the Game of Thrones spin-offs happening?
Yes. I don't know when.
So
I don't think anybody knows when.
So clearly some of the actors are going to be...
Nope.
No, it's all like 200 years ago prequel.
It's like super prequel stuff, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yep.
Because I was just wondering how many of these actors are just like wanting to leave, and HBO was only like, we can only throw so much money at them to keep them for one more season.
Yeah,
of
and
6 episodes.
Sure. I'm sure some of them are totally sick of it. The guy who plays the Hound, Rory, what's his name?
Sandor? No.
Yes, Sandor.
Sandor's yeah, I was getting the
Rory McCann. Yeah. So basically, whenever he's filming for this, he has to like shave his beard in a weird way so they can put the scar on his face.
Oh, right, yeah.
So he's like, I'm kind of tired of this. I'm kind of tired of running around with half a beard during shooting for these things. So yeah, I totally get it. There are definitely some actors who are like, I'd rather be done and move on to do other things. Not that you can't do other things, because obviously, like Emilia Clarke's been in stuff, and Sansa's done a bunch of stuff with the X-Men series too.
Yeah.
So you can. I'm not making any judgments on like the quality of what's going on. I'm just saying you can do other work and do Game of Thrones.
Do you know what might be the worst piece of other work that any of them's done?
Oh man, that is a great question.
Maisie Williams has done a movie on Netflix called iBoy about a kid whose phone explodes in his hand, and he ends up with technology embedded in his brain that lets him connect to the internet.
How the crap did they get Maisie Williams as part of this? How did they do that?
I have no idea.
It's got a 3-star rating on IMDb.
Not good.
Rory Kinnear's in this. What the crap?
Yeah.
There was some decent talent here, I guess. Maybe that's why.
Maybe they just offered her a boatload of money.
Maybe. There's a lot of Netflix money these days.
I hear that, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a fun game. Like, what Game of Thrones actor has done the worst piece of film or movie while filming Game of Thrones?
Honestly, it's probably Sansa in the X-Men movies.
Oh, ouch. Because they are not good.
They're terrible. They're kind of awful movies.
I have not wanted to watch any of them since Days of Future Past. I think I watched that one.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, that one was kind of fun.
Yeah,
but
that's why I watched it, because I heard it was kind of fun. But since then, it's just been like, meh.
Well, that's the problem. It's kind of fun is the best thing you can say about it.
Yes, very true. Like, I had no desire to go back and watch it again. I didn't ever think about it ever watching it again. Yeah. I mean, again, you can't do a whole lot worse than the casting we have here. We've got Hugh Jackman, James McAvoy, Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence, Halle Berry, Anna Paquin, Ellen Page, Peter Dinklage. Like, holy crap down the line. But the writing is just like, it's so boring. How do you make boring movies about mutants? I don't understand people. One day Marvel's going to get it. One day Marvel will have the X-Men license and they'll be good again.
Maybe.
But although Logan was great. What's the difference between Logan?
Marvel helped.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think
that explains a lot.
I think that was the first X-Men movie the way is it Sony? No, it's Fox. It was like, hey, Marvel, come help.
Yeah.
With Studio 10, I think that's literally it.
Kevin Feige, we need you for like 3 weeks. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Far enough.
Look up that the guy that plays Jaime Lannister. Believe it or not, he's Danish.
Yeah, Nicola Coster-Waldau. It's a crazy name. I can't do it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I first heard people talking about him before I watched Game of Thrones on like a podcast 6 years ago, where they were like, "Hey, he's Danish. So what's his name?" It's like Schmorgen Heckengard or something.
It's not that bad. It's Nicolas Coster-Waldau.
You nailed it the first time.
Oh, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Well, but is the last name just like it's a result of a split marriage thing, right? Isn't it?
Well, there are some people, when they get married, they abbreviate their partner's name.
That's what I'm saying. And then their kids take that.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be anything split about it. So I'm looking through his filmography. I'm like, what else has he been in?
It's not super great.
No.
There was like this prison movie that he was in. I heard a podcast about the other day.
He was in Gods of Egypt.
Oh yeah, the one everybody was mad because they cast all the white people as Egyptians.
Yeah, it's like Egypt. Yeah. Everyone is white.
Yep, except for Chadwick Boseman. He's not white.
Yeah,
because he's Black Panther.
Yes, that's true. But he was in that. That is not a good movie.
Nope. Yeah, I'm looking through his list right now, and I don't see anything. Black Hawk Down. He was in Black Hawk Down. I saw that.
Is that
back
a good movie?
in 2001. It's a decent like little war movie. It's directed by Ridley Scott, so like that's good.
Also, that's not. He wasn't filming Game of Thrones at the same time.
No.
Key point. Yeah.
Right. That's not the game we're playing. So yeah, I think name most of these, and he might give people a run for their money.
He was in Oblivion.
I don't know what that one is.
It's the sci-fi movie with Morgan Freeman.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, and Tom Cruise. Excuse me. I was getting to it.
I didn't see that one.
Neither did I.
Was it bad? Oh, okay. Some of these... Okay, so I'm on Wikipedia, and some of these movies don't even have links. Like, it's just like, the movie's called Upstart. Figure it out. We're not going to link you to it. Amazing.
What's
upcoming
Daenerys' name?
Movie. Daenerys' name? Amelia Clark.
That's the one.
She did the Terminator stuff. Which wasn't that great.
No. She was in a Star Wars movie, which was okay. Okay. So
that's true.
Most of her filmography is after Game of Thrones. She was in 2 TV shows and like 2 movies before, well, 3 movies before Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
she was a relative unknown for sure.
Yeah. She was in Robot Chicken. Drama. These are all like 1 episode things. So
yeah, voice work basically. You know, this came to my mind for some reason, but basically Targaryens are supposed to have purple eyes.
Are they?
And they tried it with Daenerys and Viserys in season 1, but like the purple contacts were just so annoying that they were just like, screw it, we don't want to do this, and they were like, all right, fine.
That's interesting.
This is Samacron not believing me.
No, I believe you. I'm looking for an image, that's all. Because I don't remember this. It's interesting that they would... Like, because from what I understand, wearing contacts are easy. People do them all the time.
I don't know. There was something about the purple contacts that just drove them nuts, so they didn't want to wear them.
All right. Fair enough.
Did you find pictures of Targaryens with purple eyes?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So who else is a big actor and would have been in other things?
Lena Headey. Cersei.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Oh, well, she's done enough that her Wikipedia page requires a link to a full page for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after 2011, The Purge, was that any good? Oh, she was in 300: Rise of an Empire.
I didn't know that she was in 300. It's amazing.
She did the voice work for Luna Freya in Final Fantasy XV's movie. Which is interesting. I mean, that was an okay movie for a video game movie.
Yeah.
What about TV? Troll Hunters. It's voice work. Sesame Street. Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Really? Which one?
Yeah.
Oh, was it voice work or was it live action?
It's TV, so I'm gonna assume it's voice work. Yeah. It's animated.
Yeah, okay.
Damn it, stop being such a good actor.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of your other roles.
I mean, yeah. She's good. She's a good Cersei. Good actress for sure. She doesn't hardly say anything in this episode. But man, she can stand there and look at stuff and convey so much emotion. She's really good.
Yeah, she's pretty good. So there's like one other actor I can think of off the top of my head. But I don't know if these are any good or not.
Right.
Yeah.
We'd have to just basically take it off of IMDb, like ratings.
Yeah.
Or Metacritic or something.
Okay, she was in The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 1 and 2, so I'm going to say that's bad. Natalie Dormer is who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I kind of like the first Hunger Games movie. It's not bad.
The first Hunger Games movie's fine, but not the last 2.
No, well, it's because the books aren't good. It's not the movie's fault.
Well, I think it can be.
Yeah, I mean, they could have improved. Could have improved upon it. They just didn't.
She was also in Captain America. The first Avenger.
Was she?
Yeah, I remember her role now. She's Private Lorraine.
Oh, she's in the military. Sure.
There's like a 4-second scene where Captain America is like standing around because he doesn't really know what to do. This is when Anthony Howard Stark is like going to demo the new shields that he's getting, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And there's like some random woman who's like, "There's a lot of women back here real thankful for what you do out there," and she like kisses him, and then Peggy walks up being like, "What the hell, dude?"
Oh yeah, that was her.
Yeah, it's Natalie Dormer.
Oh, Natalie Dormer. I miss you on Game of Thrones, and I miss your mom too. Olenna Tyrell was great.
I thought you meant Natalie Dormer's actual mother.
Nope, I don't think she was. She could have been.
No, she wasn't.
Anyway, we'd have to do some more research to actually determine this, but there are some good options.
But okay, so you back in like season 2 when Dany was like she had Jorah and that's about it. There was that other old dude who got like banished from Joffrey as like a knight. He was like, "Oh, he's too old."
Barristan Selmy, right?
Yes, that actor says George R. R. Martin has told him that the last 2 books are written and he's waiting for the show to be over to be published them.
Nope. There's no way.
Yeah, because he was saying he doesn't want people spoiling the show for what the books... Because people will read the books faster than the show will come out if they were out. Yeah. And so he was like, I've seen people do that already and stuff like that. And it's like, he wants to see where the show takes it and then he's going to release the books.
Nope. There's no way. No way that happens. 0% chance.
0%?
0% chance.
I mean, here's the thing. With the next episode coming out next week, the books will definitely come out after the show, so I'm 100% likely to be right that once the books come out, it'll be after the show.
No, they're never coming out. You're not 100% right.
You say that, but...
If you think George R. R. Martin is going to finish this series before he dies, you have another thing coming, my good friend.
I didn't say he'd finish it.
I don't know who else could do it.
I don't know. He might find someone and be like, I want you to finish these books.
Okay, fine. I'm betting he does not finish them. That's it. Somebody else might. Fine, whatever. But he's not.
Maybe.
There you go. That's it.
That's it.
Anyway, yep, the Game of Thrones happened. Daenerys went from, like, I'm really upset I keep losing my dragons to I'm going to mass murder 1 million women and children with fire. So somebody compared it to her actions compared to a slow-acting hydrogen bomb, which I thought was pretty good. Because, yeah, she's just, like, mowing back and forth across this city where, like, all the surrounding people from the entire lands have come to take refuge and just, like, whoa, just everybody dying. It's amazing for a good long time, too. So that happens. It's really dumb. I don't know. I don't think it was earned. They've definitely tried to do this since the beginning, right? Her dad was the Mad King. He would have burned all King's Landing if he could. There's Targaryens. There's a history of madness in this family, some genetic thing. And she's had hints of it from time to time. And sure, she's definitely used fire to burn her enemies, and she's, like, really enjoyed it too. But we've never seen her hurt innocents before, especially not with her dragons. In season, I want to say 4, when she's in Marine, when, like, her dragons roast up a little goat herder girl. And the family comes to her and is like, hey, so this happened? And she's like... devastated. It kills her. She locks up her dragons because she can't control what they're going to do and they're going to harm innocents.
Right.
And then we go from that to gleefully just roasting alive children by the tens of hundreds of thousands. And it's just like, come on. No?
I mean, 2 of her kids died.
Yeah, sure did.
And now
Miss
a dude
Sunday
wrote a
died.
letter. Yeah, and the dude wrote a letter saying she shouldn't be queen.
Yep. That's
right,
it. Everybody dies.
she's come to realize that, oh, even if I win this war, there will be people who don't see me as legitimate still.
Yeah.
She's lost her goddamn mind. And I think that's fair. I think it needs more time.
Yeah, for sure. It's just a more time thing. Somebody actually... Okay, so here's what happens. Basically, Miss Sunday gets murdered. She loses Rhaegal to the Scorpions in the last week's episode, 2 weeks ago. Varys betrays her. Everybody finds out that Jon is the true heir to the Iron Throne, which, again, I think is a stupid concept, but whatever. And then she's talking with Jon... And she's like, I told you this would happen, stupid. He's like, I don't want the throne. It's like, sometimes it doesn't matter what you want, you idiot. And she's like, and I love you. And, like, she kisses him. And he doesn't say anything, but he, like, pulls off, like, you're my aunt. This is creepy. And so she loses him, right? And so she's like, I got nothing left. It's just you and me, Drogon, against the world. So I totally get it, but I did read a really, really good alternative way of doing this in the same amount of time from somebody over at Gawker. It's Albert Bernico, and what he said was, all right, so look, we don't lose Rhaegal to the Scorpions. She, like, sees them, and they go off to do something else, yada, yada, yada. So the fleet still gets destroyed, and Missandei still gets murdered, right? So, but then it's her and it's Jon, the two dragons, are attacking the enemy and destroying the Scorpions in last week's episode. That's one thing I really have issues with, is that the Scorpions were this huge problem 2 weeks ago, and then the most recent episode, they do not matter at all. They are so easily removed from the playing field by Drogon by himself. It's insane. So in this version, they're both attacking, and yada, yada, yada. They take down the Scorpions, and the Lannisters throw down their arms, and the bells start to ring because that's the message that King's Landing is surrendering, and there's no need for any more death. We're just going to go ahead and take these weapons and take Cersei as a prisoner and call it good. So at that moment, instead of Dany, for some reason, decides now is the time to murder everybody, including the women and children, a secret scorpion that's been camouflaged on the roofs of one of the regular buildings in King's Landing shoots and takes down Rhaegal and Jon, right? So they plummet to the earth, and she loses Rhaegal and Jon in one moment from this hidden enemy in the landscape below her. She can't tell where this scorpion is, or if there are more of them, or how much more of them are a threat to her. And so then she just starts burning the whole thing, right? Out of a combination of, like, she's mad that she lost Jon and her other dragon, and she's not safe, and they sneak attacked her. And that, sure, some of these may be innocents, but some of these people are clearly trying to kill me as well. Let's burn it down.
Right.
So I thought that was a better way to do it. And yeah, it wouldn't take any extra time. Because as it stands, it's literally like she burns out the Scorpions, the Lannister army's like, we can't handle this, and they throw down their arms, the bells are ringing, the door's open, that's the signal the war's over. And Dany just looks at the Red Keep. There's no dialogue, she doesn't say anything, she just looks over there, she gets an angry face, and then she just starts massacring people. It's so weird. That's all.
Fair enough.
Yep.
That would be better.
It would be better. Right. Nice job, Albert. Good call.
So while you were talking, I was just scrolling through Twitter looking for more Game of Thrones stuff.
Yes.
And it's not Game of Thrones, but apparently The Expanse
Yay.
has a kickstarted tabletop RPG.
Oh, sounds fun.
Yeah. And a book about it, maybe.
A book about the RPG?
Yeah, like a story tie-in for what people can use. But that reminds me of another story which I heard about the other day. So I'm tying it into The Expanse because I don't really like it. But Bethesda released a tabletop RPG for the Elder Scrolls.
Cool.
Word for word copied out of a D&D preset adventure guide.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the same setting. They just ripped it whole hog. And we're like, yeah, this'll do. Nobody'll notice.
But then people noticed.
Yeah, people noticed.
Oh man, that was a perfect Arrested Development narrator joke, and I screwed it up. Narrator. They did. That's it. That's the joke I should have made.
They did.
They did.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Expanse is supposed to come back someday. I don't know when. It's supposed to be this year, but who knows?
Thank God it wasn't April.
Oh my gosh. I have no time. Did I mention Attack on Titan is back?
Uh-huh. Yeah, you did.
So much. Too much.
Yep.
Anyway.
Too much.
So, Game of Thrones happened. I don't know. The other thing, there's a few things here, but basically, Jaime completely heel turns. Like, he has this big arc over the course of the last several seasons where he's this vapid pretty boy who doesn't care about anything but, like, having sex with his sister, and he's the best swordsman in the land. And then he gets humbled by losing his sword hand, and he meets Brienne, and she kind of teaches him some things, and it turns out that his pretty boy facade was just a front, and he really has all these insecurities, and blah, blah, blah. He turns into a good dude. And then, like, last 2 weeks ago episode, he finds out that, what? People are really mad at my sister, and they're going to kill her? I must go back to her, because I love her so much. And it's like, what? You are really messed up, dude. You are one messed up friend. So that happened. So he, like, rides back to King's Landing, goes in there while it's under attack by dragons and northerners, and finds Cersei, and has this, like, we're going to die together because we came into the world together moment, and it's really weird. I didn't like it.
No, that's weird.
Yeah. It's like we spend all this...
That's super weird.
Yeah. It's just... So they introduce him by having him push Bran out of a window. He paralyzes a little boy because little boy saw him and his sister doinking.
A real Warlock move, some might say.
Yes, a serious Warlock move. And I'm glad you can see my point of view here. Anyway. So, and from there, he just keeps doing bad stuff, man. He murders his own cousin for a slim chance to escape prison. Like, he's not a good dude. And then they do all this work to make us like him again. And then at the very end, they're like, ha, just kidding. He's been the same person the whole time. He went back to his old ways. And that's how he's going to die. Ha ha, aren't you stupid for liking Jaime Lannister? It's so weird. It is such a weird decision.
Yep.
That's all. So there's them. We got Clegane Bull, which is the Hound fighting his zombie brother of the Mountain. Which people thought we weren't going to get, but we got. The Hound goes back to King's Landing for the express purpose of killing his brother, who's been killed and reanimated. And you can stab him through the chest all you want. He's not going to die, the Hound. This is not a good fight to pick, my friend.
Yeah.
So eventually he's just like, they're fighting on these stairs, and he tackles the Mountain, and they both fall off of the edge of this building into just raging dragon fire below, and they both burn to death. So it was good. It was a good fight. Arya's utterly useless. She comes to King's Landing with the purpose of killing Cersei, but she doesn't get close enough to even try to do that, and she just gets caught up in like the trampling, panicked hordes and almost gets crushed several times.
But she gets a horse and like rides out of there.
Yeah. So she somehow wakes up after being knocked unconscious or like smoke inhalation or something. And like she's the only live person in the viewable distance all around her. Everybody else is roasted toasty, either literally to ash or just to like cinders. And yeah, she's fine. She's up. She's walking. And yeah, there's this white horse standing there. I think it's the horse the leader of the Golden Company was riding, but maybe not. Maybe I'm horse racist. And yeah, so she like hops on the horse and rides out of there. And it's like, what are you? Is this trying to be symbolism? What is going on here? Yeah, it was a weird way to end the episode.
Yeah. Well, she also got a hug from the Hound, didn't she?
Yeah, the Hound was like, look, you can't live for revenge. You're going to turn out like me. And she's like, you know what? You're right. You're an angry, stupid old man. And she walks away.
Man, that feels like that was pretty quick.
It was. A lot of stuff is rushed here.
Yeah. So what's happening with like people back up north? Is that shown at all?
Yeah.
Or is it like, well, the army moved south, that's it. The end for them.
So the Northerners came south to take King's Landing because they won't be free. Yeah, so they're the ones who fight. Like, Daenerys wipes out the Golden Company with Drogon and busts open the gates, and the Northerners rush in to like take the city.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. So they're doing stuff. Some of them are trying to rape people because, you know, that's what happens when you bring an army into a city.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
normal. Naturally, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like Sansa been like looking, because surely she's gonna have like words about Dany just burning people.
Oh, yeah. She's going to be like, I told you so. Even though I
told
kind of caused this by telling everybody after John told me. I don't know. It's this really chicken and the egg thing where it's like, we think Danny's going to turn into the crazy mad king and start burning everything down. So that's why we think John should be in charge. But like, by broadcasting all of this sedition against Danny, they kind of helped it along.
Right.
Yeah. Like, if they hadn't said anything, does she do this? I don't know. Maybe not.
I mean, I think probably, given the nature of the show, that people just... Like, I think it's a fundamental law of physics in Westeros that people do not like whoever sits on the Iron Throne, right? Like, there's going to be someone out there who disagrees, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And if someone disagrees, they're going to try and do something about it, and eventually Targaryen's going to be Targaryens.
Yeah, eventually, sure. And maybe that was the concern. Like, maybe Danny doesn't turn into the Mad King now, but give it a couple years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they even, like, going back to, like, Robert Baratheon, he was, like, this great, powerful warrior. Yeah. And then by the time we see him in the show, he's, like, this fat, belligerent drunk.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's like, well, people start off good and with good intentions and freeing slaves. But then later that they're yelling at the chamberlain to fetch more wine in a forest.
Yeah. It's a
spearing boar.
Boar hunting, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very different skill set to conquer versus ruling.
Yeah.
It's the very rare individual who is the king and the person who's able to win through blood and power and like sit on the throne and be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that said, Robert ruled over for a good
8 years. No, it's like 23 years or something.
Yeah, 20-something years of peace, right? However old John is.
Right. But he was also... He also bankrupted the company. Not the company. The country.
He did.
They were entirely in debt to the Lannisters, basically.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
But like, what I'm saying is nobody was actively trying to overthrow him when he died, right?
Except for his wife.
Sure. Yep.
Who else? There's probably someone.
Well...
I mean, there were plots going on because stuff happened in the first season. Right,
yeah, okay, yes. Varys was trying to bring Dany over, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, and then, like, you had Littlefinger. He was, like, always vying for power and backstabbing people.
Sure.
Right?
But that was nothing... Yeah, that's true. Not personal against Robert, necessarily, but yeah.
Well, I don't think anything Littlefinger did was personal.
Yeah.
Right? But he knew that taking out Ned Stark would weaken Robert's power base. Well, Robert had already died by then, I think.
Yeah.
But he knew that if he could...
Well,
I don't know, get him...
Ned was going to out King Joffrey as not being legitimate, as being the result of incest. And it was going to destabilize the power.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why he shut him down.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't ready for that yet. Anyway... I'm just saying, like, even in a situation, it's like, okay, so there's another thing about relationships where, like, if you are the person who dates somebody after they've had a crazy relationship, like an abusive relationship, right, you're going to be seen as amazing. Like, you don't physically harm this person, and they're going to love you for it. You know what I mean?
The bar is set low, you easily stride across.
The bar is crazy low, and so that's what Robert did, right? The Mad King is burning people alive. And really sucks. And then Robert comes along and deposes him. And everyone's like, you're not the Mad King. Hail King Robert. You know, he's real good with a hammer. That's all we care about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even in that situation, it was still really dangerous. And yeah, there were still people trying to take him down. So yeah, Danny would have had some trouble sooner rather than later.
I'd just like to point out Duddles has posted patch notes for last week's episode of Game of Thrones. These are hilarious.
Yeah, I saw. It was really good. I like the one that was like, Dothraki have been put back into the game. They were removed last week and people got mad, so now they're back.
Yeah.
It's so true. There are Dothraki riding into King's Landing, and I'm like, nope. No. I saw them. They got swallowed up by the darkness. There's no way they just wandered back here. Oh, gosh. It's so bad.
Arya's conviction has been reduced after complaints that she was too OP. Her plot armor has been significantly increased to compensate.
Yep.
Oh
my gosh. Accurate. Incredibly accurate. So...
Number 5's pretty great.
Read it.
Northerners and Unsullied both have reduced honor and morality meters. It is now possible for them to commit war crimes with little to no provocation.
Yep.
Which is the weird thing, because the Unsullied aren't supposed to do anything they're not commanded to, right? Right? Or is that... Well, that was like them before they were like pseudo-freed by...
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Daenerys has been treating them like people for some time now. So...
Yeah. Treat them like people, and they'll just go off and rape people, I guess.
Well, they don't. It's Northerner that does that. It's not an
okay.
Unsullied. But, like,
Yeah.
Grey Worm is absolutely taking this personally. It's a very Unsullied thing to do. Like, the point is, they're not supposed to have emotions and be driven by them. But Grey Worm 100% is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, didn't his, like, main squeeze just die?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Or do we have more? Is
Well,
there
I
more
guess
of
just
Game
the
of
last-
Thrones I've
the-
missed?
The last thing is Euron, the Pirate King, right?
Sure.
He died. Well, oh gosh, he kind of dies. He fights with Jaime and like gets stabbed right through the stomach. It seems a little bit higher.
Probably dead, given the level of medicine they have available to them.
I don't know, man. The Hound got stabbed a whole ton of times. Was left in the countryside, and he recovered somehow. I'm just saying, if you don't see somebody die, I hope he's dead. It's too late in the game for somebody to get resurrected, I think. Anyway,
Sure.
So Euron's gone. And I've always felt like, this point has been made before, but I always felt like Euron was from a different show. Like, he's just this, like, swashbuckling, super arrogant, crazy person. Like, if the writers need someone to do something insane, they're like, Euron will do it, and he does. He doesn't really have a personality other than he wants, like, to have sex with Cersei. That's it.
He's the adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
To do the next crazy thing.
Yeah. It's like, you need someone to shoot down a dragon? Euron's your man. Personally. Like, him. Yeah.
He's an evil King Boomy.
Yeah. He kind of is. Like, and
Fair
he dies thinking that he's killed Jaime Lannister, and he just takes so much happiness in that. He's like, I'm the one that killed the Kingslayer.
Kingslayer Slayer.
Yeah, right? Slayerception.
And then someone's going to kill him, and they'll be the Kingslayer Slayer.
Slayers all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many Slayers to this joke.
Nope, I'm out. Patch note number 2. Dragons get buffed. Speed and stealth have both been increased. They can now take the hide action while flying.
It's pretty great.
That's so good. So yeah, series finale. Like, I don't know how Daenerys survives. I think everybody's like, you're a war criminal and you're insane. We have to take you down for the good of everybody. But also, you have a dragon and all the scorpions are gone. So this is rough. It's going to be a rough thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume Arya is going to regain her magic assassin powers and take her down. I think that's the goal here.
Probably. Can Jon ride Drogon?
No. You're bonded to your dragon. It's a 1-to-1 thing.
Oh, okay.
So he was bonded to Rhaegal, but he can't ride Drogon. I mean, that's how the books work. Only one person can ride one dragon.
Right.
But, I mean, I don't know. The show does things differently sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it might just come down to, like, Daenerys is on the ground, right? She just is, like, chatting with Jon, and he's like, I got to take her out for the good of everybody.
Gives her a hug and just, like, plunges a knife into her back.
Yeah. And, like, I hope Drogon doesn't go nuts and start murdering everyone. Because
Plot
we don't know what
twist,
to do.
Plot twist, Drogon's the new king. 7 Kingdoms. Everyone ruled by a dragon now.
Yeah. And, like, he's an honest and just ruler. That'd be amazing.
All the people are just like, fuck, we're back to a Targaryen who wants to burn everyone, but can do it with his mouth.
Yeah, a little bit more dangerous.
Just a touch, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I guess, I don't know. For younger dragons, there are stories in the books of dragons getting just overwhelmed by people and just, like, them stabbing it to death on the ground. So, I don't know. That might be possible with Drogon. Maybe he's not fully grown yet. It's hard to say.
He looks pretty fully grown. If he gets any bigger, he'll be like the size of the castle.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, they have the skull of Balerion, like the biggest black dragon they've ever had for the Targaryens, and it's humongous.
Is it bigger than Drogon?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
And also, fully grown dragons in the books are supposed to be able to be pretty much impervious to anything you can shoot at it. Like, when they're attacking Dorne, and they're trying to conquer Dorne, Dorne has the scorpions, and they're shooting at him, but like, pink, 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 they're just plinking off the armor. And they take one down by getting like a 1 in a million lucky shot by shooting one through the eye into the brain, and that takes it down.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, again, books different from show, but the fact that, you know, scorpions can take down Rhaegal implies he wasn't fully grown yet. Yeah. So, Drogon might be susceptible just to regular people stabbing him a lot, which you're going to lose a lot of people, but you might have to do it. I don't know. Or, like, he's the last dragon, and he just flies off to some uninhabited land and eats goats the rest of his life. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what they're going to do.
Maybe. I mean, I did see some theories, like, back in Season 5, the other two laid eggs somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, so there might be more dragons somewhere.
They are just such an, they are a game-changing force in this world. So much.
Yeah. I did see people making the comparison that they got like 15 minutes of Daenerys burning a city. Like, that was all CGI shots, but Jon couldn't pet Ghost.
Yeah.
It's like, we needed like 45 seconds for him petting a CGI dog, and they wouldn't give it to us.
No. We got every shot of dragon fire roasting people alive was necessary. No love for Ghost.
Yeah, and Arya hanging out with a horse. So.
Well, I think that's probably a real horse. I don't think they CGI'd the horse.
I don't know. Might be CGI. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean,
it's a pretty horse.
I've been watching. You know, CGI can be pretty. Ghost is pretty, but I was watching behind the scenes of like Infinity War at Endgame to some extent, because a lot of those shots were set at the same time. But what percentage of Spider-Man's suit would you say is CGI?
Oh,
his
all
Iron
of it.
Spider suit. Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
The entire thing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't, and that looks perfectly real-ish.
Sure does. But I mean, it's easier to CGI inanimate stuff versus CGIing living things, right?
Yeah, but I feel like they do a good enough job.
They do. I mean, I've never looked at Ghost and thought he's CGI. They're good at it, for sure. I'm saying there's no reason to get a CGI horse for that scene. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a CGI horse would be easy because you don't have to take care of a horse, right?
True.
Yeah.
But like,
never work. What's the 2 rules in showbiz? Never work with children or animals.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah. That's why they didn't get real dire wolves, obviously.
They totally could have.
Totally could have.
But nobody wanted to deal with dire wolf poop on set. All right, cool. I think that's it. I think we are at time. I mean, I do have a very quick sportsy thing, but maybe not a whole sports minute.
Go for it. Just go until you finished.
All right. So Kawhi Leonard hit the game-winning 3-pointer Game 7 against the Sixers last Sunday. First ever Game 7 game-winning shot in NBA history in the playoffs. I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. It was incredible. And everybody's wondering if he'll stay because his contract is up at the end of this season. But Kawhi is a robot. I don't really know how that works, but I don't know what goes into his decision-making, but I don't know. Kind of feel like he will stay. We'll check in over the summer. That's it. Those are my thoughts.
Okay.
Yep. It was great. It was a good moment.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. All right, cool. Well, that is going to be it from us. This has been Falcon and Somicron coming at you with yet another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour. Please hit the show notes for links to things like the Patreon page for the podcast. You can also find a merch down there. Get hoodies. We talked about hoodies today and hats, and depending on what hemisphere you're in, maybe hoodies are less appealing right now, but that's about it. Until next time, as always, thanks for listening. Thanks for spending time with us, and you take care of yourself.